They want to do things like no more cows and no windows in buildings.
That was Donald Trump at a roundtable today in Nevada, where he's trying to make the case against Kamala Harris, saying that she's going to be taking your cows in your windows. There's less than 30 days left in this election, and that is the closing argument from Donald Trump. That should tell you exactly what you need to know about where their campaign is at. Completely flailing at this point, unable to deliver a message about Kamala Harris or themselves, because, of course, they've been running from everything this entire election. They've been running from Donald Trump's failed presidency. They've been running from his attacks on our democracy. They've been running from Project 2025, and now they're running away from Donald Trump's clear cognitive decline. Yes, it is more apparent than ever that Donald Trump is absolutely losing it, and they are trying to cover it up. Thankfully, Kamala Harris is doing everything she can to get the media to focus on Donald Trump's complete collapse. And really, more than just that, he is doing it for himself, completely humiliating himself in a way that even the Republicans around him can see and are absolutely embarrassed by. And we are going to get into one of the worst moments for Donald Trump on the campaign trail that happened today. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button and join the community that we are building on this channel. It really goes a long way in supporting our work. Now let's get into this next insane clip.
Now, let me tell you what is happening at the border, because it's affecting you probably more than anybody else. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, people are pouring in and taking your jobs. And your jobs are being taken, and that's all because of Kamala and Biden, and really, in this case, her, because he put her in charge of the border, and then it was 4 o'clock, and he went home and went to sleep. You know, that was it. He made her the border czar, right? Now she says she wasn't the border czar.
I continue to ask the question, who is telling him to keep making the black jobs comment? I don't know who the Trump campaign thinks this is appealing to, who they think they're winning with this comment. It's something that he is just relentlessly mocked for and is incredibly off-putting to most voters. So what I'd actually say is, please keep doing it. Please keep saying this. We would love to see you completely destroy your own campaign as you have continued throughout these past couple of months, Donald. Really just go for it. Ramp it up. If you want, get t-shirts made. We don't care. Sell more bad merch. It seems to be the only thing that you really care about doing. That and fear-mongering, of course, which we saw more of, as we always do, from Donald Trump in this clip right here.
Why would they want murderers, by the way, 13,099 murderers? Why would they want these people in our country? Is there any reason for it? You know, usually when Bob or I or some of the good business people around the table and in the audience, I know a couple of great ones. We have Wesley Hunt, a great congressman, by the way. Thank you, Wesley. A great one. He's a great congressman. But we always say, you know, we want to know what the other side is all about. Where are they coming from? This is one of the few times you really say, what are they doing? Where do we benefit? And I guess, you know, you look at it and you say they're not smart, but they're smart, they're cunning, and a lot of them are evil.
All he can ever do is fearmonger and complain. It's all complaints. It's all narcissism. It's all about him. As Kamala Harris said during her debate with Donald Trump, a debate in which she, as we have to remind everyone of, destroyed him so badly that he just couldn't do another one, and he couldn't even look at her during the debate. But Kamala Harris said what is so important for us to remember. This is a guy who's not running for president. He's running away from accountability, and he's running to serve himself and his rich friends. That's why he's never talking about anything else but his complaints and his own grievance, and of course attacking immigrants during these rallies, during these town halls, during these roundtables, anytime that he's speaking. And it's becoming even off-putting to Republicans. In this clip, we can see when Donald Trump is asked about legal immigration, what he says is even off-putting to the Republicans in the room. Let's take a look.
Mr. President, really quick, what do you say to those who immigrated here to this country the right way? What do you say to those people that are here in this country?
So you have a lot of people that came in and they went through 10, 12 years of work, and I think they're being very unfairly treated. They've worked so hard, and they're so proud, and they love the country. And we have people coming in, many people coming in and do a good job, and many people shouldn't be on that line because they're dangerous people. We have a lot of dangerous people and we're going to take care. We want, just so we understand, we want to have strong borders, but we want people to come into our country legally, and it'll happen. We're going to have a lot of people come in, but they're going to come in legally, and that's the way it has to be done.
Donald Trump holding a rally in Nevada and finding a way to attack legal immigration as well. The fear-mongering is just broad for Donald Trump. He will attack any immigrant no matter what. He doesn't care, unless, of course, they're white, and then Donald Trump is happy to have them in our country. A perfect example is Springfield, Ohio. The Haitian immigrants who are in that community working and helping to revitalize it, they are there legally, yet Donald Trump still refers to them as illegal immigrants. And of course, the Republican governor of Ohio, the state and local officials in that community are calling Donald Trump out for those attacks. Not enough, mind you. I think they need to be doing a much better job pointing out his lies. But even Republicans now are put off by the way that Donald Trump is talking about immigration in just the grossest and most disgraceful way. And especially the way that he has started to talk about his political opponents, even more like in this clip right here.
But this blows it away, because 2016, we had problems, but we didn't have this kind of a problem. We have a problem of survival of our country, because we're run by very stupid and probably evil people, and we can't have it. So thank you very much, Bob.
This is the new line for Donald Trump. This is what he wants to talk about all the time. He wants to say that Kamala Harris is stupid or dumb or has a low IQ. And what is it? That's right. It's projection. I can hear you through the screen. It is always projection from Donald Trump. Every accusation that he makes is an admission of the truth about himself. We are getting more and more reporting from the Trump inner circle about how much more deranged he is. We have talked consistently on this channel about Donald Trump's inability to put together complex thoughts, that he speaks at a fourth grade level, that his own advisors within the White House called him stupid, because he is. Let's just be real. This is a guy who had someone else take his SATs for him, but that doesn't even matter. It is just the lack of competency he brings to the job that he wants, which is the most important and difficult job in the world. And that's why Kamala Harris is calling out his mental acuity, as we can see right here.
What do you think about President Trump's mental acuity and whether it's declined since, say, his 2016 campaign?
I invite the public to watch his rallies and be the decision maker on his acuity.
Kamala Harris doesn't even need to make this point. Donald Trump will make it for her. And that's why I'm so glad she said what she did. And she said it in the debate as well. Go watch one of his rallies. Listen to him speak. He is a disaster in and of himself. We don't need to make political ads. I feel like most of the anti-Trump ads coming out of the Kamala Harris campaign could just be his own words, because that's how destructive they are. That's how deranged they are. That's how damaging they are to his campaign, as we always say and see and talk about on this show. That's what it always is. It is deranged ramblings or complaints and fear-mongering, which is exactly what Barack Obama perfectly called Donald Trump out for in this clip right here.
He will fall back on one answer. J.D. Vance does the same thing. Doesn't matter what the issue is, housing, health care, education, paying the bills. Their only answer is to blame immigrants. They want you to believe that if you let Donald Trump round up whoever he wants, by the way, and ship them out, all your problems will be solved.
We always have to be calling out the fear-mongering of Donald Trump. We always have to be calling out his complaints and his grievance. We always have to be pointing out the fact of how ridiculous he is. And speaking of which, did you see the photo on Twitter today with his makeup caked on, and you can see the skin tone so different? It looked like that Neapolitan ice cream. You got the vanilla and the strawberry. He just looks ridiculous. But of course, we also have to point out the real serious threat that he poses as a wannabe dictator. And outspoken, he has said it. He is the one who said he wants to be a dictator. And we have to call out those fascist tendencies, which is exactly what good friend of the show, Lee, I Am Politics Girl, did in this clip right here.
When we think about fascism, we have to remember that there are so many signs that are actually happening. There's weaponized nationalism, there's scapegoating of minority groups, there's mythology of a better time back in the day when we were great. There is obviously the cult of the leader, there's the weaponization of the Justice Department, the cutting down of the free press, right? And now he's talking about locking up political enemies. He's talking about rounding up people and putting them in camps. These are all fascist behaviors. And the sooner we stop pretending that that isn't a word that could come to America, the better off we are. because this is a real fear that people should have. And if someone like General Mark Milley tells us that this is a real thing, then we need to listen.
He wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a fascist. We know this because he has said it. Like I said earlier, all the Kamala Harris anti-Trump ads, they could just be Donald Trump speaking, because he will do the damage himself. As we always say on this show, anytime Donald Trump says the truth, it's politically damaging. Dictator on day one, that's the truth, because it's politically damaging and because it's an attack on our democracy, and that's all he's focused on. And all we're focused on is calling that out. And if you want to support our show doing so, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.